Please notice up under here, we have a massive 3-inch welded frame. And that frame's not spot welded, it's welded. If you will notice, the twin I-beams up on, the twin A-frames up on the front are suspended equally from the wheel to the frame, and above it is a shock absorber that's covered with a heavy spring. It's also adjustable for the ride and the load. The front axle comes off of each side and attaches to a front end, a transmission, and a rear end that's bolted into an inner frame, which means they never move. And the drive shaft that goes from the front to the rear, that goes to the transmission, is a solid drive shaft. It has no moving parts on it for long life and less vibration. It's standard with 8-inch disc brakes all the way around. The disc braking system on this is unique in one factor. It doesn't get dirt, mud, and hold itself to the slippage that you would get on a standard braking system. When you raise the hood, you notice underneath that you've got a fan and a radiator. The EFI and diesel units utilize both air and water for cooling. We have a cooling system that takes air in under the passenger seat and cools the transmission lower part of the engine. The engine itself is cooled with a water-cooled system and a temperature-controlled fan. If you sit in idle or if you're working in heavy conditions where there's a lot of brush or water, you'll notice the engine will get warmer. This fan will automatically come on and prevent any overheating. Protected up under the dash panel is the wiring system with the relays, the buttons, the switches. All of that is out of the weather, out of the elements, and easy to get to. We also have, where my hand is, and you cannot see very well, but this is the master cylinder for the brake unit. Everything's accessible to this unit. It's a 748 cc, 31 horsepower Kohler V-twin engine. That little powerhouse turns out 47.7, almost 48 foot-pounds of torque at 2,400 RPM. The way the engine is set up in here, you've got well-protected pieces for your exhaust system that goes back. Your air intake clears across from this side to there. You do not have any exposure to damage. Every vital piece of this machine is covered with a plate underneath. There are some openings under the frame where you can clean and wash. Now the engine has a little bit of a drawback on opening it to check the oil. You must remove this plate, but the plate is a safety plate. It prevents heat and noise to the driver environment. The plate removes very easily on each side with 2 little clip pins. You do take it up, but again, maintenance is all part of the game. That's it for that part. In any piece of equipment, the driver environment is very important. If I'm going to purchase, I want it to be comfortable, I want it to be functional, I want it to be strong, and I want it to be covered by a company that has a good warranty. The overall warranty on our machines is 2 years, and it goes with an additional 3 years on the engine. When you have the Kohler engine and the Yanmar diesel, you have a 3-year machine. Now on this particular machine, we have it set up standard. The way that this machine is set up, you have your ignition, you have a check engine light, an over temperature light, you have your external 12-volt system here for your GPS, radio, whatever you wish. When the parking brake is on, it has a warning light, and the fuel low gauge comes on when the fuel is down to where you need about 1 gallon of fuel in it. Now the little button over on the right-hand side is your 4-wheel drive unit. This 4-wheel drive unit comes standard with a Hurst shifter. Now the Hurst shifter is important. It's not just for looks, but if you do not shift a unit into gear properly, you're going to catch it between 2 gears. You're either going to work on your spline or you're going to work on your belt. We found that the Hurst shifter places this into gear quickly, instantly, with no problem. We also have a deep low on this unit. You can place it over into the deep low, push it forward into either 4 or 2-wheel drive, and have a forward lower gear for additional power for slow-moving operations. Now, if you'll notice in here, the system not only has forward, inverse, and low, but the handle we have here is a differential lock. This unit can be moving forward in two-wheel drive. If slippage requires, you can pull it back into the diff lock. If additional traction is needed, you simply push the four-wheel drive button on the dash, and now you're in four-wheel drive diff lock. You can run it in four-wheel drive with or without the diff lock on. The winch operates out of the environment of the operating area. The remote control, on this model, we do not have a remote control wireless. We do have the wire type. We've made a little change to the recommendation here of the manufacturer. They call for the unit to be placed up on the dash. If you're going to operate by yourself and need a winch, you're going to operate off the left side. Hard to see, we have placed it up under the dash right here with a safety, with a rubber rain cap on it, but it faces down where no moisture or dirt will collect into the contact areas. It also allows an additional 3 feet of usage of your wire type remote control if you have to go to the front. The operator mainly plugs it up here, and he can walk around to the front and hook up his cable. If he needs to stand to the side, he can still steer the unit from this side instead of operating off of the other side. For the convenience of both the operator and the passenger, we have what's known as a gadget bar, a grab bar, making it more convenient. This unit is full of handy safety grab handles on the seat, on the dash, and above your head up on the right and left side of the back. To protect the driver and the passenger, we have a 4-point ROPS roll cage that comes standard on it. Strength-wise, will take any flip over forward, backwards, or sideways. It's designed with the passenger and operator in mind. You have the full shoulder harness restraint system. You have the wraparound bucket seats in this model. And for additional safety, we've installed a headrest in the back of expanded metal and soft foam head. Now this will prevent whiplash. Should you hit a ditch, your head will go back and catch on this, and it prevents the back and forth motion of the neck. The headrest also protects from leaves slapping around or debris that may be thrown up by other units that you'd be running with. One of the main things that I protect myself from with this is if you're going to be pulling, if you're pulling a log, a tree, or some piece of equipment, if the chain should snap or the cable should slip off and wing its way forward, it will catch here before it will come up and catch you. There are many options that can be placed on here. We have poly tops. We have the soft top, which is basically a canvas Jeep type of covering. We have polyurethane windshields. We have glass windshields and polymer complete enclosure cabs. Light bars are available for the top, mirrors. The number of accessories for this model is absolutely, the sky's the limit. If you can make it, it'll take it. Never. One new option for 2010 for the Volunteer is the low side polymer steel door. Now this door is exceptionally nice to have in wet areas where splashing of mud, water. It's a simply operative system. It opens up from a metal latch attached to the front. The center is polymer and the frame is all steel. It's easy to get into, easy to close. One of the options that I really like, and one that I use quite a bit on mine at home, is the self-dumping bed. Now on a lot of the units, especially some I used to sell of a different color, if you didn't put the bed lift on it, you had to force that bed up by hand. Well, the design of the hinge system on the Volunteer, it's a spring-loaded piston system. You pop it, it'll drop. All of our beds are standard. As it says, our bed fits a full-size pallet. A normal pallet normal length that you get on any of these. You can get a pallet load of cinder blocks, seed, feed, fertilizer, whatever. Normal pallet hauls it, will carry your product. It'll fit right in the back of one of our volunteer beds. Simple hooked up. A snap on each side closes the tailgate. One feature on the Volunteer, which some people think is an inconvenience, is that as long as the emergency brake is on and the unit's in neutral, it will start and run. But before you can move it, if you place this unit in forward or reverse with the lever, the engine cuts off. Now there's a purpose for that. You must have the emergency brake off before the vehicle will move. There's so much torque with these units, and the way the emergency brakes works, it works on a shaft and a disc coming out of the engine. And if that brake is on, and you would happen to put this in gear and start forth with it, it would actually twist that shaft right off. That's how strong it is. So the safety switch will cut that off to prevent any damage done to the engine or the drive line from the braking system.